Hi, my name is Sonya Amrita, and in this series of 3 videos about awakening and embodiment, I want to explore 3 gems of truth to support you to really integrate and know that if you're called to awaken, then it's possible for you to awaken and embody in this lifetime. In the second video, I want to talk about how awakening is not like any kind of path of learning or education that you may have experienced. And there's a timelessness to consciousness that when we access it, it can catalyze our awakening and embodiment. So growing up in a Western style of education, we learn that there are steps to mastery over time, and that there's success and failure and a kind of pressure to achieve. And innocently, we kind of apply that method or that paradigm to a lot of things in our lives, including spirituality, but awakening doesn't work that way. Awakened consciousness is not a sum total of knowledge gained over time. This is the trick and the paradox. You have awakened consciousness within you right now. You've always had it. You were born with it. In this way, awakening is timeless. It doesn't follow a time continuum. God consciousness isn't bound by time, only your experience of awakening is. And so what this means is that if you had an awakening in the past, you could fall under the illusion that all that truth and love and clarity and oneness, whatever you experienced, lives in the past. But actually, it never went anywhere. You didn't lose it. It's still here with you now. Similarly, if you think that, hopefully someday you'll embody and awaken in the future, then you can fall into the illusion that that consciousness and that clarity lives in the future, but it actually doesn't. You have access to it here now. Your experience might change in the future, but the presence of consciousness has never left you. So this is a kind of perspective shift, and it's subtle, but it's vital, and it's a big gift. Because when you begin to realize that consciousness is timeless, and you can drop into it at any moment, it's not step by step, then you can begin to feel your awakened potential right now. And also, it's worth noting that unlike grade school, when you don't master a lesson of awakening or spirituality, no one's here to really scold you or berate you. There's no success or failure here. There's no grade. And that's the other funny thing about the awakening path, is that every moment is a new moment. So it doesn't matter if you descended into some ego story 10 minutes ago. Right now, as you sit and watch this video, this is a fresh moment. This is a fresh opportunity for you to remember your true divine nature, to drop into wisdom, to hear wisdom, and to open to that immense divine compassion in your heart. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you fall into ego illusion 5 minutes from now, because 6 minutes from now, there's another fresh, brand new opportunity to remember the truth, wisdom, and love of the divine. You can't lose here. You can only ever win because you are already in the arms of God every day. That consciousness is within you, whispering to you always. So there's a gift here. This is the practical gift that you can take out of this, is that you can give yourself the gift of a perennial fresh start, a perennial new beginning. Every time you fall asleep, every time you become unconscious, every time you forget your true nature, it's okay. Let it be what it is. Learn from it if there's something to learn from it, and then give yourself a fresh, brand new start. Acknowledge that consciousness is here always, and you can always and ever access it at any time. I hope this little gem of truth has been helpful for you. And I want to acknowledge that when you really take it in and master this truth, then it can have so many beautiful ripple effects in your life. If you know someone for whom this could support, please pass it along. Thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for the next video, in which I talk about 3 steps, very specific steps, to access divine wisdom in any situation. Thank you again for watching, and blessings always for your journey.